Welcome back, and why am I standing in a too-high cave with rails, you might ask? Well, that's because I've been doing a little bit of off-camera work, and as you can tell, we put together the Santa suit with armor trims. And the first trim that we're going to need to make this suit happen comes from one of these guys, and we just happened to get one right here. So let's go find the Woodland Mansion and get the armor trim that we need. Oh, we are finally starting to uncover some of the map, which means we are getting very close. And look at it in all of its glory. Thank God there's good ways to find these now, because with how rare these are to find, I would have never gotten this armor trim. And, I mean, we still got to make sure I can actually find it in here. These guys pack a punch. Oh my goodness. These guys are horrifically strong. Why did I forget this? I haven't looted one of these in so long. I should have pop a totem. Let's get this guy out. I guess I don't have a shield these days, but whatever. Goodness gracious. Let's go! We got the armor trim! Yes! Best news. This makes my life so much easier. I'm still gonna loot this whole thing, though. Now that I have my chest plate back on, I'm really not too concerned about these guys hurting me, but we did have a bad scare already. Is there anything under the wool here? I really don't want to dig through it, but I feel like I could find something. Oh, this isn't intimidating. Oh, a laze! What's up, guys? Oh, I don't have any leads on me, do I? Oh, I'm so coming back for you. You're coming home with me one day. Not today, but one day. Let's take note. Quartz. No. When was there a chest room like this? And I need all of these chests. Item sorter. Make it so much easier. What can I drop? What can I drop? Oh, who needs fence posts? Not me. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I promise. I want no qualms. No! Stop! Alright, so, honest to God, very successful trip. We may have had a very, very close call, but we came out with a haul of things, and most importantly, we got the Vex armor trim, which was the biggest reason that we went. So, I call this a success. Well, we're back, and we have one of the 3 armor trims that we need. The next one we're going to go get is the Dune armor trim, which means we have to fly around and find a desert temple. And then there's only 4 chests in there, and we have to pray that there's 14% spawn rate in each chest. At least one of them has it, because finding 2 of these might take an entire day of my life. Off we go. I know that there's things that you can use to make it a little easier. There's websites, and, you can use /locate. I do my best to never use anything like that. It just doesn't feel like the vanilla experience to me. If you decide to do that, that's great for you, but I'm going to just fly around and try to find this. Oh, okay, well, this is not what I was intending, but we have not found mangroves yet, and this is so exciting. So I'm going to take a quick pit stop and clear some of this out. This is quite literally one of the biggest deserts I've ever seen, and I still have yet to even sniff what might be a temple. I've flown past this probably twice or 3 times, but it looks like we've got something going here. Now, ooh, suspicious sand. Now we just have to hope that we got it. We got it. Oh my god, first chest, no problem, not an issue. This has went so well. We got 4 of them. We got 4 of them. Let's go. Now that we got this done, we just have an extremely long flight back home and then one more armor trim to get. Well, that trip was wildly successful. Not only did we get the armor trim without spending, 12 hours looking, but we also got mangrove, which is so good for the future here. We're going to be able to build so much with it. As some of you may have already caught on, the builds behind me are not my own. I do have one of my best friends who plays on this occasionally with me. No, he does not play as much as me, but he does play Minecraft, and I enjoy playing with him. So just because I want to record videos does not mean I will not play with my friends. That being said, he built a bad omen and a raid farm a little while back, and when he did that, he found the sentry armor trim. So, that means we don't have to go searching for one. We have all 3 armor trims that we need now. If you haven't been able to tell what I've been up to, maybe this will give you a hint. If the hint wasn't enough, we are going to be building a Christmas village today. We are putting together our Santa suit, which I think is going to look absolutely amazing. And without any further ado, it is time. We already have pretty much all of the materials ready for this build, and I think we have a great spot to be building it. So let's go pick up the materials and get building. Coming to the area where we're going to build, I did think about knocking down the village and building it here just to be a little closer to the city and my buddy's builds over here, but I do think coming over a little deeper into here where you have some of the natural flatlands, some of the mountain, and places where we can build bridges and beautiful trees is really going to be the right way to do it. So I think we're going to set up and build here. So to kind of give you a lay of the land, see that tree right there? I am going to knock that down, and that is where the centerpiece of the Christmas tree is going to go. Right behind where you are here, I'm going to put a little building, and then over here, I think I'm going to put a big Christmas style, I think shop is going to be the right way to put it. So with that being said, let's start terraforming and setting this land up to be used. Now that that's done, I think we're in a good spot. I did a little bit more work up here and over here. We're going to smooth out this area a little bit better later, but my thought process is we're going to build a house here in the hill, kind of. We'll do a Christmas tree here. Over here, we'll do the Christmas store shop kind of house, and up here, we can build something smaller just to give some depth to the whole area, and right here, we'll make a bridge to the other side where maybe we can put something else over here depending on time. As you can see, we started with the Christmas tree, and if you come this way, it looks like Santa came, but somebody wasn't very good this year. But seriously, I am in love with how this turned out. I think the gifts look really good, and if you couldn't tell, we added the mini blocks mod to really tie in all the gifts and make everything look super cohesive. So I was going to bed last night. Hold on, give me a second. Sorry, apologies. I was going to bed last night, and I was thinking, what could I do to make this better? And I added 2 things to the tree, nothing crazy, but enough that I think it will make a good difference. So to show you guys, I put some of the mini blocks and a little bit of resin clumps throughout the tree, and I think it gives it just a little bit of extra depth, enough that it doesn't overtake what I've done, but I think it looks a lot better now. And here we're going to start on the house. I have a great vision for where we're going to go. So let's get some blocks and get going. For the base of this house, we are going to use dark prismarine. So let's kind of mark out how big we want it. I think that's good. Disregard all of the troubleshooting here. I think this is going to be about the scale that we want. I'm going to do a little bit of a pitched roof over here. We'll do one going up that way here so we get two different angles of the roof, and we're going to be able to get all the colors in here. All right, so little veto. I switched this to tough just so we can have a little bit of a foundation on the house. I think raising it's going to look really good and make it look a little bit better with all the snow around it. Done. Now I think we have a good little entrance starting. And now we're going to get into the real colors of this build, which is going to be stripped, warped wood, I guess would be the right way to put it. It's going to look gorgeous. I'm really liking the idea of the blue and then the red and the whites. It's going to look gorgeous. So the base of the bottom is done. Don't worry about over here. We will edit that once we finish. And over here we do have a second little side entrance. I plan to make some path going up here. But this is a good start. I do really like the red against the cobbled prismarine, I guess is what it's called, I think. I'm drawing a blank, but I really like how this is coming along. So let's get started on the roof, add a little bit more to this side, and I'm excited to see where it goes. We built a big Christmas house. We have a bunch of swirly things. I added a bunch of details like some icicles, some buttons, just to add a little bit of texture and depth on top of what we had did. And I also wanted to point out that I'm obsessed with the back. I actually built a back to a building that looks semi-decent. I'm very proud of that. We have 3 entrances, but don't look inside because that is a work in progress. So for our next order of business, we are going to be making a path from the building into the tree, and then as we build more, we'll add across to the next building, and then over that, and then to the eventual bridge that's going to be here. Why do I have string in my inventory, you might ask? Because when I place these blocks that snow grows on, I'm going to put string on top of it, just like I did here, which you probably didn't notice, to block the snow so the path stays clear. Now that that is done, we have a good start to the path. We are going to go over to this other side now and begin these other 2 buildings. We are going to fill in a lot of this dead space as we finish up this area, but I want to make sure I get the builds up, get the path done, so I can get the right sizes of what I want to do for trees and candy canes and lighting. But it's a good start. For this build, I'm planning to do a little bit of a darker base. We're going to use spruce and mangrove for the roof. We're going to use some nether brick for the base. We're going to do a little bit darker, a little bit cozier vibe, make it kind of a log cabin-y feel. I'm super excited to get this one rolling. Obviously, yeah, it's super bland at the moment, but I am liking the way it's going. I like the pitched roof over here. We're going to continue the circular style roof and try to maybe make like a Santa hat kind of vibe on top of it. Going to add windows and more detail as we finish up this build, but this is just the start, and I need you guys to trust the process here because I do think this will look really good. After adding these final details, I think we're at a stopping point-ish. I added some candles. They're burning. I don't know why they do the thing where they tick on and off like that, but overall, I'm very happy with the build. I ended up going for the darker roof, which I think looks a lot better and ties everything in. We do need to add some detail to this side, and we're not even going to talk about the back right now. I do want to touch on the roof. I wanted to make Santa's hat style in, I guess, a wizard style roof. And, I mean, I guess by rule, I pulled it off. Now, is it a good roof? Absolutely not. Does it look good? No. Does it look terrible? I don't think so. So I think we're going to leave it for now. But if we have enough time, I will go back and fix it. It just doesn't look that appealing. But I want to get this episode out to you guys before the holidays. So for now, we're going to leave it. Hopefully we have enough time to go and fix that at the end. And with that being said, let's go get started on our next build. For this next build, I decided I wanted to go with a little bit more color. So we're going to come to the tree farm and get some pink wood because I think that's going to look really, really good and help tie in this holiday, colorful, festive theme. We certainly netted a pretty good return from that. Now let's get back over there and build what I think is going to be the last house of this little Christmas village. Okay, so not gonna be the last build, but I had an idea and I like this small little cottage here. Very simple, very cool, got some good detail in it. But the whole idea is because when we finish the bridge and you're over here looking at this as a whole, that fills space. So we're going to put another one there, and then we're going to work on the last house up here. But I wanted to add some things to kind of beat the dead space in the area, just to make it look like a whole painted picture. Now that that's wrapped up, let's think about moving to this final big house of the area. We still have to detail it. I know I want to put a tree there. I'm going to put one here. But I want to get this next big house done so we can work on the bridge and what we're putting across the area. For this last big house here, we're going to go with a gingerbread style house. I kind of wanted to keep the pink from over here, use a pink roof. We're going to put different colors down to decorate it. I've seen some really cool gingerbread houses be done. Also, yes, this is the side of the other house. Still haven't got to that. Don't know if we're going to. And quite frankly, who cares if we're going to or not? Because this build is going to look so good. I think it's going to add so much to the area. So let's get it started. Wrapping up the gingerbread house brings us to where we are now, and let me tell you, we are getting a great little skyline, I guess would be the right way to put it. Going forward, obviously, we need to add the path here and here. We need to add some details, some trees over there. Got a couple more ideas of things we're going to add. But once we're finished that, all we have to do is add a bridge connecting right there to right here, and one more build right about where I'm at. Once we do that, it will wrap up the holiday special. And let me tell you, I am so proud of how this is coming along. I think it looks beautiful. We got to add the bridge. And then, of course, we have this last build. And let me tell you, you're going to want to stick around to see that. Now that we're breaking ground on the bridge right here, I'm going to build a couple archways. We're going to go dip down into kind of the ice. I may even build a boat there, and then it's going to connect right over there. We're going to make it Christmas colored theme, kind of obviously like the rest of the town, but I want to make this a really cool area, but I can't make it too big to take away from the tree and all the other houses. Also, if you haven't noticed, my voice sounds way different. I was at a concert this weekend, and it hasn't came back. I waited 3 days to record. That's why the video has been delayed. I'm sorry. I've seen this build on social media and different versions of it 100 times. I just decided to put my own spin on it and let it be the entry point to the bridge. The archway isn't supposed to be anything special. It's literally just going to be here because when you look at the bridge from this side, it'll show as an entry point to the new build areas, and it'll add a little bit more depth to this area as a whole. We're obviously still going to add trees and path blocks for the other side, but I think this is a solid start for the bridge. In the absence of my voice, I built the bridge. I also, if you can't tell by little giveaways over here on the right, added some other details, did some terraforming, made the village look a little bit bigger, deeper, and better. So let's look at how I did that. We started out on the bridge, and the hardest part of the bridge, honestly, with freeform building was just getting these to look good and make it look like a real bridge. The top of the bridge was honestly pretty simple, and my first attempt at doing it, I thought looked great. We moved on to the path to the back side where we're going to be building our final build of the episode that I think is going to be the best build in the city. And then all we did here was just make our path blocks up and around the houses all connect back to the main Christmas tree, as well as add a couple trees for depth and to make the city look a little bit better. Now that we have everything caught up and my voice kind of back, we're going to work on this last build. I think this is really starting to look like a winter wonderland that I am beyond proud of. I really like these rails. I don't know if I've seen them before. I'm not saying I came up with them, but I really like how they look. But this final build over here is going to be a snow globe. We've already marked out the center block for up here. And guess what? I actually prepared a little bit in creative for the base of it because I wanted to make sure it was going to look good and I didn't have to take 300 takes. So, with that being said, let's get building. This build is really only going to consist of two main colors for the base outside of the build. We're going to go with nether brick for the base and then a whole lot of glass. Just like that, at least the skeleton of the snow globe is done. I think I did a good job here. I really like the nether brick. I was thinking about going with black, but the darker red kind of gives it that same tone, but a little bit more Christmassy vibe. The glass looks really good. I used a website that does globes. If you want it, it'll be in the description. I forget what it's called. Now, before we go on to going what's inside of the snow globe, let's do a little bit more fixing up of the area. I want to put some trees up and around to kind of give that Christmas vibe, but not have to build all of them manually. Just fill it in, make it look a little deeper, and we have one special surprise going right up here. After adding all the trees, we came back in, we added the cherry bushes, and I added more trees over there. I didn't bone meal them all because I didn't want to lose all my bone meal. I even went through and added some gifts to underneath the smaller trees around the map. But that leaves us to the one surprise that I said is going up here. And that involves me losing all 71 of the levels I've worked so hard for and haven't died in this world since pretty much the very beginning. That being said, let's set my spawn and get the armor off. I think that's good. I think that's good. So while we're going up here, I'll explain a little bit. We, as I said at the beginning of the episode, have added a couple mods to the world. Nothing crazy, just some quality of life stuff. One of them being the player heads mod. We can get one of my heads, if I so happen to fall. I had a totem. As I was saying, we added the player heads mod, so that way we can get player heads whoever joins the world, aka me and one of my friends. If anybody else joins, awesome. And we can get my head if I fall. So now, oh no, I need a player to kill me. Now that we've hashed out how the mod works, you can see Maryland has joined the game. That is my friend who plays on the server occasionally when he feels like it. I need him to slaughter me. Looks like he's on his way. He's got some pent-up anger towards me for sure. I've taken advantage of the player heads mod on him. And it looks like he's here and probably very, very excited. Oh, look at that. So along with this mod, he wants another. I think we're going to go down a slippery slope, so I'll be back and explain to you the other mod in a minute. If you didn't see it in the background of the last clip, he left one of my heads on a stick, and I am currently wearing one. I am left with two heads, and he has a plethora of them because he was really, really having a good time doing that. But that does lead us into the next mod, which is the armor stand mod. And if you can't tell what we're doing, there's a chimney. I have Santa leather armor and one of my heads. First and foremost, having my normal armor on feels amazing. I'm so happy I'm not going to have a near-death experience every single encounter I have with a mob now. But we have this armor stand mod that pretty much works super easy. All you got to do is you place armor stands down, you get this book. Oh, and I placed it in the wrong spot. But you get this book and you look at armor stands and you can pick different styles, you can move them, you can give them different like poses, you can adjust it to however your liking is. So let's get one set up right now. And just like that, we have Santa Claus going down the chimney with his red bundle full of toys. All that leaves us to do is finish decorating the inside of the snow globe and then give you a final reveal of what the city looks like. For the snow globe, we're going to put down some snow to start. We'll make a little latch in there somewhere with the pale oak so we can get in. I want to put a smaller house of essence in there and then a tree. On top of the tree, I'm going to do a star. I'm going to try to find a way to work in the white leaves from the pale oak because I think that may give it the effect of snow falling with the grayish leaves coming down. So we're going to give that a shot. To start, we had a bit of a darker concept, but I really didn't like the way it looked against the bottom of the snow globe. So we went for a little bit lighter one, a little bit smaller of a house to leave on the other side enough room for the tree. Tested the effects with the snow falling, couldn't get it, but I think we got a really, really gorgeous build in here. It really encapsulates a lot of Christmas spirit, but one of the favorite parts of this build, and I will show you when it hits nighttime, is I came in and covered everything that is underneath, not the building, to have firefly effect. So that way, when you walk in here, it feels like a Christmas wonderland. That's probably my favorite little aesthetic piece that I've done throughout this whole city. But now we can give you the full reveal of everything that I've done. Actually, before that, we need to clean up a little bit because I've made an absolute mess. Cleaned was probably not the right word for that, but relocated the mess definitely is, and we do have an item sorter on the way at some point, but right now the tree farm factory is the de facto shulker box containment system. Now for my favorite part of this whole video, I get to walk you guys through the entire winter wonderland that we built out there. And while we're here, look how amazing all of the fireflies look at night, especially with shaders turned on. Obviously, I don't play with shaders on, but this is just I love the aesthetic that it gives. But enough chit chat. Let's get out of here and show you the city. But real quick before we do that, let's add our friends to the snow area. I almost completely forgot about that, and I would have been very sad. Look at them. Wow. Now that that last part is done, let's get to the tour. As you can see, we have a little nice pathway that's got a little bit of a detail. And finally, we have the entire city all done. I planted an entire forest spanning the entire back of the city because I think it gives it a little bit more depth and allows you to feel like the city's coming out of the forest. Also, if you turn on shaders, it has gorgeous lighting coming down from the tops and the sides, and walking across this bridge genuinely makes you feel like you're in the North Pole or walking into a winter wonderland. And I'm so happy that I was able to portray the Christmas spirit the way that I wanted to. I'm very proud of these builds, and what better way to demonstrate that than a good flyover? We have the first cabin that we built with the Christmas colors, the blues fading into the reds, alongside the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree has a lot of really cool detail with the mini blocks mod that we were able to add, which also goes into the armor stand mod, leaving Santa Claus on the roof delivering presents. We do have two cabins in the back here in front of the forest, giving it a little bit of depth, allowing the world to look cool. We also built the swing set that you've probably seen all over TikTok. The house over here on the left, the log cabin, not necessarily my favorite. I think I could have done a better job on the roof, but it's going to remain that way for now. The best build on this side, in my opinion, though, is this gingerbread house. The pink roof along with the sprinkles on top, I think look gorgeous. And that leads us into what is the best build of this, with the bridge leading into the snow globe that really encapsulates the Christmas spirit. I do want to build interiors on all of these houses, which we will get to eventually. I want to do an entire interior episode. I'm not great at building interiors, so I'm going to learn alongside you guys in these houses one day. Not next episode. I got to build something really big next episode. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode and like these builds as much as I do. Obviously, more to be done here, and I'm super excited because I think we can come back something like next Christmas, make it bigger and better. This way, it can be an ongoing yearly event that I hold every December. Following that, make sure you check the description for any of the inspiration pictures that I used or the website to build spheres like I did with the snow globe. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I'm just starting again, so please, anything you guys think, let me know, and have a great day. Thank you for spending time watching my video.